Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is. I just watched When Love Kills, the Falicia Blakely story, and I was like, oh, I have to do a review on this shit. Now, look, it's a true story. It stars Lil Mama, and Lance Gross is in it. Tammy Roman from Basketball Wives is in it. And it's about a girl who meets a guy. You know what I'm saying? She's stripping. And he makes her do all this crazy stuff. And, she ends up killing some people. And she ends up going to prison for life. Now, see, the reason I decided to do a dang on review, because as I'm watching this movie, it came on TV one yesterday. I just watched it today. I watched that before I watched, I have to watch the Have and the Have-Nots, but I watched it because I got home early, so I had like an extra hour and a half before I had to do anything. So I'm like, well, let me watch, this movie real quick. Man, oh man. First of all, Lil Mama, bravo Mama, you did a really good job. You played the role well. Lance Gross, bruh. I'm mad at you because you played this part a little bit too well. I know, you wanted to play the bad guy role because, you keep getting these nice guy roles and you want to, flex your acting chops. You played this role really, really well because I was pissed off at you a few times in this goddamn movie. Now, the movie was with Tammy. Tammy did a great job playing the mom of Falicia. You know what I'm saying? She did, good job, Tammy. But see, my issue with this movie, let me make this a little bit closer. My issue with this movie is it was a really good movie. It starts off with the girl, and she with her friends, they go to the club and they trying to dance. Now, take it, the girl was only 16. But, I guess that's what happens. And this happened back in the late 90s. It's not, from someone currently, but it happened in the 90s. And so she becomes a stripper. She gets addicted to that stripper life. And, she's dating some guy who's older. She get pregnant. And he stopped messing with her because she's pregnant. Why? Because, that's how some guys are. They're assholes. And then, she went back to stripping, trying to make this money. And her mom was kind of like, hanging out, fucking different dudes. A kind of mom who isn't really there for her daughter, but she had her daughter when she was young. So she was a young mother. She probably just trying to live her life and use what she got to get what she want, writing her quotes. But anyway, she ends up meeting this character who's called Dino in the movie. I think his real name is something. I don't know what the man real. I can't remember what his real name is. But she meet this character Dino, and initially he's all nice and stuff, but it just each scene of her reminds me of just mistakes females can make when they're young and they stupid. You know what I'm saying? I was kept wondering, like, does her mama not know she's stripping? Or does her mama know she's stripping and her mama just don't care? I took it her mama just didn't care because, when she had to go to the club to work, and she's like, Mom, I need you to watch my daughter. She's like, call her daddy. Well, I don't deal with him no more, And she's like, what you begging me? He said, plus I don't want to beg anybody to watch my daughter. But you're bothering me with it. She's like, no, I'm paying you. Gave mama a stack of money. Now, Mama watched it. The mother, Tammy Roman, played the role so well that I was mad at Tammy. Like, you just gonna, I'll watch your baby Falicia so she don't turn out like you. But in actuality, your daughter turned out like you, Mama. It's the quintessential story of little black girl lost, where, she just looking to belong, looking for someone to love her, and she's getting it in all the wrong goddamn places. Because, when she meets Dino, Big Dino, and, he just all in her head. Just all in her head. It was a scene where I guess they had met a little bit, then he left. Turns out, I guess he went to jail, because when he got out of jail, he popped back up like, hey, she's like, hey, baby. Run up on him and jump on him like, hey, I miss you. They tonguing each other down. I'm looking like, y'all kissing pretty hard. Y'all really commit to these roles. So, he back and she all happy, you know what I'm saying? And then they go from that to him like, you know what? You too classy to be dancing here anyway. You know what I'm saying? You gonna quit today. And she does quit. He makes her quit. And I'm gonna get you out your mama house. So they end up moving in together and stuff. But then he just gets her to dance at another goddamn club. And you know what I'm saying? But she trying to get into school and stuff. So they're like a real couple and everything. But she's like, I went to go look at some schools today so I can try something different. He's like, oh, I got you hired at the Blue Flame. And she's like, Blue Flame? But isn't that a strip club? I thought you said I was too classy to be dancing. He was like, no, I said you were too classy to be dancing at that club. And I'm like, so she not classy? She only can be a dancer? And he like, you know what? If we make this money, we can move to a better place. We can move to a better house and stuff. It could be me, you, and the baby. Cause he there for the baby too. And she like, okay, I'm with it, I guess, okay. And then they go to dinner, because she like, I'm hungry. And he like, let me get my lady some food. They go to the goddamn restaurant. She get him a stack of cash. And he like, I'm good for it. No, mama, you don't know he good for it. Because guess why? He ain't got his own job, boo-boo. You can't get no man, no money who ain't got his own goddamn job. I refuse to let a person with no job borrow money. Why? How you gonna pay it back? How you gonna pay it back? Unless it's a person who I know is just down on their luck and they like maybe just lost their job. But someone who I know just don't work and they just be making money here and there, you can't borrow no money from me, bro, because you can't pay it back. Anywho, when he said, I'm good for it, she was like, I guess. What you mean, I guess? You don't trust me? She like, no, it's good. You can have we cool. He then flipped the script on her. So he did that reverse psychology. He like, you know what? I don't even want it. Which makes her think he mad at her. And then what did she say? No, I want you to have it. No, I was tripping before. I didn't mean that. I really want you to have it. Take them. So you now begging this man to take your goddamn money. Lord Jesus. And, so the whole movie was just like him. I mean, he was horrible. But she was stupid. But she was young and stupid. We all know when you young, you do stupid shit. And it's even worse when you young and you dating an older guy who is in your head. I dated the guy when I was 17, 18 or whatever. And he was a couple years older than me. And he got in my head a little bit too. Now, he didn't have me out here murdering people. But, you know what I'm saying? I still made stupid mistakes as a young teenager or whatever. And she was making the same type of mistakes too. Hers just went all the way left. She back working at the club. And he like, you should be making about $800 a night. And she like, well, I can't do that. Because I guess to make $800 a night, you gotta be in there sucking some dick and fucking people. And she like, I ain't trying to be no prostitute out in these streets. And he like, well, no, if you make $800 a night, we can make all this money. And I mean, he just kept putting in her. He like, I got my money coming in. You need to have your money coming in. But I'm looking like, the movie was making me mad, which means it was a good movie. It wasn't making me mad as in it's stupid. It was making me mad as in this is what females sometimes go through when guys get in their head and just make them do shit. So, she at the club, you know what I'm saying? He done got one of her friends hired, and the friend, she don't mind sucking dick for some change. So she making dollar over dollar over dollar. But Lil Mama character Falicia Blakely isn't. So, but he like, look, you want to make me happy, right? You want to make more money, right? Well, you know what you got to do. So, she at the club one particular day, and the guy like, let me get a private dance. So they get in the back room, and she dancing or whatever. And she hold on, pause. It was a scene before where she had to dance for Lance Gross. I'm like, go ahead, little mama, twerk that little thing. I mean, she did a really good seductive dance, and he looked totally into it. It reminded me of when Beyonce was giving a lap dance to Terrence Howard on the BET Awards a long time ago, and he was so fixated on her. That's what kind of reminded me of. Anywho, so she take the guy back to the private room, and he kind of pull her down, and I guess that's the key note to say you want to have sex. And she like, you got a condom? And I'm like, little mama, well, not little mama, Falicia, you in the club selling? I mean, because this man in her head telling her that she need to make more money. So she like, well, he say no, I ain't got no condom. And she said, okay, I'm gonna go get one. So she goes to her locker and she spray on some little smell good, and she pick up a condom and she look at herself in the mirror. The next scene is her leaving the club, and Dino, Lance Ghost's character, is outside waiting on her. She give him her money, and he like, no, she didn't. They hugged, and he said, "How much did you make?" And she like, only bought 400. And he like, well, only 400. Why only that much? And she was like, well, there was this guy, he was trying to pay me 150, but he ain't had no condom. Now, when she said it, he leaned in close. I'm like, oh, he gonna give her a kiss. He gonna be happy that she ain't out here selling pussy with no condom or giving head with no condom. This nigga head busts her. Bow. And she like, oh. And she stumbled. She like, what the fuck? He like, how dare you let a paying nigga walk? Bitch, what? So you want me to be out here fucking niggas for free with no condom? I mean, well, not fucking for free, but fucking with no condom. I mean, it was just, and it was that little bit of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? He had buttered her. It was another scene. I'm not gonna go through the whole movie to say whatever everything happened. This is my recap and how I feel about the goddamn movie. It was another scene when they in the restaurant and they talking, and one of her dancing customers walk up like, hey, Falicia, and Dino get pissed off like, you know what I'm saying, who you, bruh? And then he like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so and so, hold his hand out to shake his hand. He like, look, I'm here talking to my lady, and I don't like you walking up, talking to me. I'm talking to her. He like, man, y'all tripping, Falicia, I see you around. And then he walk off. And then, little mama character, Falicia say, oh, he like, who was, no, he then thumps her. He thumped her on her nose hard, and she jumped back, and they did an interview where they both admitted he said that wasn't in the script. And the reason she had that reaction was because she didn't know it was coming. Just because in real life, you wouldn't know stuff like this is coming. But I'm like, he thumped her hard as fucking her nose. Like, who the fuck, who is that? And she's like, well, that's just fine. He's a client of mine. I danced for him. And he like, you ain't never mentioned so-and-so. You don't. I mean, it was just crazy. And every time he did something abusive to her, she would kind of go into a shell. And be like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. And then whatever he telling her to do, she just doing it. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I mean, it was crazy. It was just a crazy thing. And then, it was even scenes where her mom was supposedly watching her daughter, but she go home and her mom in the room fucking somebody, and her daughter in the other room woke. Mama, really? You can't even watch the grandbaby? You got some strange man in your room fucking? That kind of craziness. And there was a scene where Falicia walking in, her mama is arguing with the guy that she fucking, and her mama got a knife, like trying to stab the guy, like, oh, we gonna talk, they're going back and forth. She's like, Ma, stop. So she get the guy out. My neighbor got their music loud. I'm gonna cuss their ass out one minute, real quick, because it's feels like at night. Anywho, so she stopped her mom from stabbing this guy, and she's like, you don't even fight that hard for me. She's like, Falicia, it ain't about you right now. Everything ain't about you. I gotta go out there and talk to him. And her mama walks outside and argues with this man who's cheating on her. Just showing the dynamic of her mama care more about this man who's showing her a little bit of attention and don't care about her own daughter, who was clearly on a path of destruction to some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a really good story. The acting was really well. What other scenes was it? I mean, Lance Gross, the Dino character was very abusive to her. He just wanted her to do exactly what he said. And he kept putting in her head, like, if you just make a little bit more money, we can move. You make a little bit more money, we can do this. If you make a little bit more money, you can do this. And it kept saying it was just her making more money. And he like, yeah, we like Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde died. Okay? They dead. I don't want to be Bonnie and Clyde. At all. Ever. No. You know what I'm saying? And, it was even a scene where he had, I'm trying to remember because I didn't write anything down. He was like, look, you know what I'm saying? I want you to go to Miami and hit a lick. Take one of your girls, go up there and meet, send somebody with some money and rob them. Who the fuck asked that girl to go to a whole different city and state to rob someone? And you send her there by herself. And what did she do? She fucking went. She went and they met a guy. Floyd Mayweather played the mark, and they robbed the dude. Slept with him, played him like, we gotta leave, to make this money, so we can't stay. And he hadn't Bob say like, I'll pay y'all. And then when the guy fell asleep, they took his money, took his jewelry, and they left. But he woke up before they left, and he like, y'all ain't going nowhere with my stuff. And then Falicia Blakely, Lil Mama's character, just shoots in the air and they run out. So she's scared, so they go back home early when he wanted her to be there the whole week. And she's like, Dino gonna be so happy with me. She get back and this motherfucker's pissed. He throw alcohol on her. I gotta toughen you up. I gotta toughen you up. Get your ass in the corner. Makes her crawl, walk over to the corner, terrified, crying. He like, how about, would this fire scare you? How about I light your ass up? And he didn't pour alcohol on her, and he got the alcohol, the flame, the lighter on her. He like, you know what? Does this scare you? When I tell you to do something, do what I tell you. You were supposed to hit a lick. And she crying. I'm like, this motherfucker's ill. It was just so, it was told from the perspective of, again, young black girl lost. You know what I'm saying? A guy who was in your head and you think you're doing everything because he's showing you this little bit of attention. But in all actuality, he's playing you. You know what I'm saying? She even knew that he was managing girls, tricking them off. And he like, you know what? I'm going to put you in charge of the girls. Are you in charge of the girls? Yes, I'm in charge of the goddamn girls. So he like, I'm going to put you in charge of the girls because you nice. They'll respect you. And then it's a scene where the girls are telling her, well, I only made $20. Not telling her that they didn't make what they made, and they playing her. So he pissed off, and he like, are you stupid? They playing you. And she like, what? He like, come here. And because she questioned him and said, what? He slaps her. Don't you ever question me. Get my money. We got 2 new hoes in there. Get my money. Let me tell you gonna get my money. I'm looking like, and she crying and she's scared. But she know if she don't do what he say, he gonna beat her up. The 2 hoes come in. The one girl give her the money. Okay, cool. The second girl gave her $50. Like, I ain't make enough. Lil Mama then beat the bitch with a goddamn hair dryer. I'm like, who beats people with a hair dryer? Lil Mama do. What Falicia did. But it was her showing her dominant side to please him. I mean, it was a crazy movie. It showed the hold he had on her. Just that it's crazy. And he kept, the money she kept making, he kept on saying, oh, something came up, I had to spend it. So I'm like, my thing is, if I'm giving you all my money and we supposed to be raising money to move, where all the money going, bruh? I mean, where the fuck is all the money going? I don't get it. And it's even a scene where he gave her her coat and she's admiring the coat, but he talking to her. Right after he gave her the coat, he like, pay attention. If not, I'll burn the coat so you can stop looking at it. I'm looking like, bitch, you gave me a gift. I can't enjoy it. It was just mental abuse, point blank and period. And again, the girl was, she was young. She started off tripping when she was 16, so she wasn't older than maybe like 20. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the girl was legal. She might have even been 20. So yeah, it was just a really good movie, and he just kept getting her head to do stuff. And then at one point, she was a full-on prostitute, and she was out there prostituting in the goddamn fur coat. He got her. I'm looking like, this shit is crazy. But again, Lil Mama did a really good job. Lance did a wonderful job playing this asshole. Pissed me off the whole goddamn movie. Tammy did a good job. Oh, and even towards the end of the movie, he like, look, I need you to take this, go to these people's houses, and I need you to rob them. I need you to take your girl, rob them, and because I said so. And if you don't do it, you can't see your daughter no more. It was crazy. So, and I guess this is what ended up getting her arrested towards the end in life. He really gave her some drugs to go sell to somebody and go to the people's house and rob them. And then when she got there, like a friend of hers, the same guy who was her dancing friend, the same guy who walked up to them in the restaurant that she used to dance for, he just happens to be there. And when she's there, she's nervous because she's not really a killer. You know what I'm saying? She just scared of this goddamn man. And he calls her. He like, where you at? And she's like, I'm still here. I can't do this. He like, look, what you mean you can't, like, what you mean you can't do it? He like, I can't do this. He like, look, all right, I'm gonna come there. When I come there, I'm cleaning the house. And she like, what you mean cleaning the house? Like, I'm killing all y'all. You gonna kill me? And he hangs up. So then she's nervous and she's like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? He gonna come here and kill everybody. She pulled her gun out and she like, Coco. No, Peaches, her friend, who's also there. Get the box. So the friend get the box. Falicia then shoots and kills the one guy. And she shoots at someone else. And then when she does that, her friend who's there, he's like, Falicia, this ain't you, don't do this. And she's like, look, you need to leave. Don't, leave. Dino gonna come here. When he comes, he gonna kill everybody if you still here. And he like, give me the gun. And she like, this is go. This is go. I don't want to do this. Is go. He ain't go. So she killed her friend because Dino was coming to kill her. And it just shows how manipulated she was. It was crazy. So she get the money. She go to meet him at a hotel. She made 10 grand from it. He get the money. He like, I gotta go. I got some business. And I'll be back. So while he's gone, she like, it's just so crazy where I am in life. I keep thinking about this and thinking about that. And, just what I'm trying to do for the love of a man and blah, 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 blah. He come back. He like, I got robbed. Bitch, what? I got robbed. They got the whole 10,000. We got to go get the money back. Or better yet, you got to go get the money back. And she's like, what? I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of this. No. And he basically get in her head, you gonna do this, because if you don't do this, you will never see your daughter again. He put the gun to her head, like, saying, you have no choice. Now go in there, clean yourself up, and come back and do that thing I like. I'm looking like, bitch, what? I don't want to fuck you now. You're threatening to kill me and my daughter. He like, go to your mama's house, stay there for a little while, and then go to, no, that was before. Sorry, I forgot. She do go to her mama's house. This is when she killed her before she killed her 2 friends. But before that, she went to her mama's house to wait, like he told her. And her mom is there. Her mom have an honest heart-to-heart. And this is when Tammy kind of flexed her acting skills. It made me cry. You know what I'm saying? It made me shed about 3 tears. Because she basically admitted, I know I was a young mother. I didn't know what I was doing. And, I know I wasn't good. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for turning you into me. I'm sorry. And it was a good, they were hugging and they kind of had it out. And her mom looked a little bit like she had released whatever bad vibe she had. And she was trying to make more time with her daughter. And she's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cook for you tonight. I'm going to make some spaghetti. And she's like, nah, I gotta go. Maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. We can do it then. And she was like, oh, okay, tomorrow. And it was telling because tomorrow never happened. Because that night she went and killed people, and she never went back to her mom's. So the last little scene of it was, some guys were blackmailing him, which is where he was spending all her money, paying other people off. And he makes her seduce the guy who's blackmailing him. And he like, go there, do what I told you to do. And I'm going to leave the door unlocked. I'm going to come in and I'm going to handle it. So she there. She sleep with the guy. Dino comes in. He like, surprise. We got you. He like, where my money at? And like, it's all in the freezer. So he go in the freezer. He gets the money and some drugs. It's all there. He then looks at Falicia, La Mama character. He like, baby, handle that. My thing would have been, you got a gun in your hand. Why I gotta handle it? You know what I'm saying? It was that whole, we're Bonnie and Clyde. You're my Bonnie, I'm the Clyde. You don't handle it for me. But bitch, why couldn't you handle it? So, it's her standing there, and she's like, her life is flashing before her eyes. She's thinking of all the mistakes she's made, all the wrong turns she made, believing in somebody who she should not have. She got the gun pointed at the guy. She turned and pointed at Dino, and you hear the gun go off. And then you see her in court being convicted of 3 murders. The 2 murders that she did, the first with the 2 people, and this 3rd person. And she gets life in prison with no parole. Which she says is probably better than they were trying to give her the death penalty. Lethal injection, but instead they gave her life with no parole. And it goes back to her in the house to see who she killed. even though she had the gun pointed at Dino last, he turns to her and says, I love you. And then she turns the gun and she shoots the other guy and kills him. And then in the scene is her just standing in her lingerie because she fucked that man. So she's in her lingerie, gun in hand, and she just looks like, okay, you know, it's done, you know, and she's like kind of in a haze. Because again, you know, she was just brainwashed by this man. So, oh my God, it was a good movie, and it makes me think that more women or fathers or just parents should talk to their children, because it only takes one slick talking ass man to get in your daughter's head and got her out here stripping and fucking niggas in strip clubs and prostituting her motherfucking self and trying to hit licks and, you know, robbing people and murdering people, and now your baby, who she's not even 21, 22, is in prison for the rest of her life. Not only that, she had a child. In the movie, she had a daughter, but in real life, they said she had a son. But now her child is without a mother and a father, because as they said, the father was never in the baby's life. So her child is forever, you know, affected by this. So, you know, Dino's character never got any charges, but Falicia, which, you know, got life in prison. Her friend, who was there for the murder of the two people, got maybe like 15 years in jail too. But the guy got off scot-free. So, again, it was a really, really good movie. You have to see it for yourself. I mean, it was really good acting, I think it was. The whole goddamn headbutt, I mean, that whole thing, I was like, nigga, the headbutt, the goddamn thump of the nose, it was the little subtle flashes of just evil. You know what I'm saying? Sadisticness of him getting in her head. You know, in one moment, you know, you headbutting her, and then the next moment you saying, I'm sorry, baby, it's my fault. I should always make sure you have condoms so that you don't never have to not fuck somebody. So you gonna headbutt her, but then say it's your fault because you should have got her some condoms so she can fuck somebody else, and then you're hugging her and loving on her after you do that. I mean, it was crazy. But she was even crazier because she stayed and felt like, you know, if I can just, you know, maybe no one loved him. If I can love him hard enough, he won't be so bad to me. So she was doing whatever she could do to make him happy. Look, ladies, if I don't tell y'all shit else, look, you can't love no man more than you love your goddamn self. Point blank, period. I'd rather be single for the rest of, single, taken, no, building my goddamn empire. That's what my shirt says today. But yeah, you can't, I mean, it happens. Everyone isn't strong enough to handle being a stripper. You know what I'm saying? People think being a stripper is easy money. You can just go to the club and make some money. That club shit can eat you alive like it did with her. Other people can do it. You know, you have other strippers who were strippers before. Like, Nene used to be a stripper. The girl who directed this movie, Tasha Smith, used to be a stripper. Black China used to be a stripper. Amber Rose used to be a stripper. But for each one of those successful I Made It Out stories, you got a goddamn Felicia Blakely story of a girl who literally killed 3 people, and she is in prison for the rest of her life. And she has HIV. Yes, when she went to prison and they had to, you know, do blood tests, she found out that she was HIV positive. So she's living the rest of her life in prison with AIDS for a man. So, I mean, yeah, you know, it's a movie. It's on TV One. It's called When Love Kills. You know, it stars Little Mama, Lance Gross, and again, the goddamn Dino character, just I'm like, you pouring alcohol on her and trying to set her on fire. You got her out here in the goddamn strip clubs. You slapping her up when she question you. I mean, true life pimp shit. You know what I'm saying? True life pimp shit. Had her making money for you and had her pimping other girls for you and managing other girls. Crazy. So I did not mean for this video to be 30 goddamn minutes long. But yeah, that's my review of this, you know, my recap of the movie. Just how I felt about it. I hope you guys can check it out. Any comments you have, of course, throw them down below. I am Jay Lee. This is Jaylee's Corner. Until next time, people, peace.